Hey guys, this is Jim with another Vinyl Kaiju review. Today we're doing another user-requested review of the Marmit Monster Heaven 1964 Godzilla. And as you can see, I've got two variants of this figure, actually. I don't know the specific release information of them, and if you're really curious, you can go look it up on Club Tokyo, but to give a basic description, we've got this one on the left cast in green vinyl. It has blue highlights as well as silver on the spines, claws, teeth, and then he's got this red, pink kind of metallic strip on his chest. Oh, and a little bit of yellow in the eyes too. Very nicely done. And then this one's a little bit more simple. It has a translucent green vinyl with glitter embedded in it, and then some gold highlights, and of course silver on the claws, and they also use that for the eyes. So to get to reviewing the figure, let's talk about the sculpt first, because I think that's one of the strongest aspects of this figure. The sculpt on it is really impeccable. It's got just about everything right about this particular incarnation of Godzilla. The only thing on it you could really say inaccurate is the tail. The tail is shorter than it would be in the film, but that's just part of the stylized vinyl territory. Otherwise, however, you've got the face, which has that kind of warbly looking upper lip like it does in the film. It gets that look very nicely. I'll move in here so you can take a closer look at that. Yeah, I mean, very nice detail there. Let's see, I'm going to take the camera in close. Very nicely painted as well, I might add. The skin detail is nice all over. The pose, I think, also is another nice thing about this figure. It gets that 1964 Godzilla, that menacing kind of way he walks, just right with the hands up like that. I really can't find a thing to complain about. It's just skin detail all over. The dorsal fins are done just right. They've got some of the skin coming up on there, some detail carved into those. The jowl on the neck here, get in close, you can get a look at that. It's got some wrinkles in there that show what the suit was like. Even the eyes are painted to have that kind of menacing look that's just right. And this one, on the other hand, it's obviously the same sculpt, but the paint job highlights different things about it. And really, I mean, the draw of a figure like this is the translucence, the glitter. So let's get a little light on this guy to show you what that looks like. So as you can see, there is translucent vinyl there. Even the spines light up a bit, even though they're painted with gold. You can't see the glitter too well in these shots, but that's one of the things that looks nicest about it when you've got it in person. Okay, the vinyl quality on both is excellent. This one's a little softer, but we're talking high quality stuff here. Anyway, people like to know about articulation. The arms, legs, and tail move. The neck does not rotate. Nothing rotates a lot. It's kind of stiff. And with a figure like this, there's really not any point in trying to force things 360, like people sometimes do with Bandai figures. But again, this is a display piece, not something to be played with, to be put into the splits, that kind of thing. Very nicely done. Nothing to complain about there. Let's get some other figures up here for comparison. First of all, let's do a 6-inch figure. Why did I take that other one down? We're putting him back up. There's room for 3. Okay, so there's the 1968 6-inch Bandai figure. And as you can see, that's too small for scaling with these guys, so he's going away. Let's get something a little taller. How about the Final Wars 8-inch scale Godzilla. As you can see, that's about the same height as these, so it scales up pretty well that way. Obviously the tail is going to be longer on this figure as compared to these stylized ones, but again, that just comes with the stylized territory. Okay, let's compare it to another 1964 Godzilla. This one is the Pilot Ace, and it is also a stylized figure, so it's much more similar. Now you'll notice that it's probably a ½ inch to an inch taller, and it's also quite bulky compared to these figures. And that's just really the Pilot Ace style. Regardless, they scale up pretty decently, but because this Godzilla is, you know, considerably larger, the Pilot Ace Ghidorah is not going to scale up very well. So let's try the Marmit one that I reviewed recently. Now, I said during that video that there wasn't really anything that scaled well with this Ghidorah, but I have to take that back now because, as you can see, these Godzillas actually do scale up pretty well with the Marmit Vinyl Paradise Ghidorah. Now there's a very different level of realism, as you can tell, but scaling is pretty nice if that's what you're looking for. Now to do one more figure, I'm going to bring out the Giga Brain Showa King Ghidorah. This just came out this year, and if you can afford this figure and find one for sale, you're going to have a figure that actually scales quite well with these guys. Maybe a little bit on the big side for them, but not that bad at all if you can afford to get that, and you can also get the Marmit. Looks about right. Okay, let's get that Ghidorah out of here. He's too big for this shot. So overall, I really can't find anything to complain about with either of these figures. This one has an excellent paint job. I really enjoy the colors on it. It kind of reminds me of the sea. And this one, I mean, I'm really a sucker for glitter in figures, and translucent figures as well. The sculpt is fantastic, the articulation is adequate, and the scaling is right for 8-inch to 9-inch scale. It actually can go as well with a few Ghidorahs that are out there. Highly recommended. I think I picked this one up for about $60 plus shipping, if I remember right, on an eBay auction, and this one came in a lot with several other figures, which probably averaged out to about $60 to $70 on this one. That's what you could probably look to spend on this figure, is between $60 and $90, depending on how lucky you get and who's selling it. A highly recommended figure, really, especially if this is one of your favorite Godzillas. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. I'll have another one for you shortly.